Okay friends, one of the first things we have to do to get started on the job is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheels are off the ground. After that, remove all of your lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that the wheel's off, we have a nice clear view of our front shock. Let's start at the bottom. There's going to be 2 mounting bolts and 2 mounting nuts for this. I'm just going to hold the mounting bolts up along the top and then remove the nuts from on the bottom. Now with the bottom out of there, we're going to move along to the top. Commonly on these, you might find that it's double nutted. What I mean by that is you're going to have to hold onto the lower nut and then remove the upper nut. It kind of locks it in there. Okay, that one's off of there. So now you're probably going to try to break this nut free, but what you're going to notice is that the shaft that comes through the shock is going to spin as well. Up along the top, there's an area that you can try to grab onto and hold it still and then remove the nut. Now this might tend to strip out or even snap right off of there. For me personally, I'm replacing this anyways. I'm going to pull this down and I'll grab right onto the shaft with some locking pliers. Now with that being held, I can try to spin this. Now we can grab onto this upper washer here and the bushing. We'll set those aside. Now we can slide this right out of the truck. And there it is, friends. Easy peasy. Okay, friends, now it's time to get our brand new shock in here. Just pay attention to the lower area. You want to make sure that this angle goes with the angle of your control arm. If you have it backwards, it's not going to sit right. Just going to slide it right up in like this. Now we're going to take one of our bushing washers here, slide it right down. Fits on there perfect. Now we're going to pay attention to the rubber bushings themselves. If you look at one side, you can see that it has the thicker area there. You look at the other side, it's much thinner. We want the thinner area facing towards where these washers are, and the thicker area facing towards where the frame is. Let's go ahead and put this up. We're going to line it up with the hole. Take the other one. We of course want to make sure that we have the thicker area facing towards the frame, the thinner area facing towards where this is going to be. Slide that on there, and then start your nut. Pay attention. If you see the blue area belong there, that needs to be facing up. So I'm just going to take this, start it right on there. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is put a jack underneath the control arm. Just be careful because of course it is at an angle. We don't want your jack slipping out and you potentially getting hurt. We do need to jack this up a little bit so we can start in our mounting bolts. Now it's time for the mounting hardware. We're going to take the bolt, come straight down through. After that, use one of our locking washers and then of course a nut. There we are. Just going to snug these up and then we'll torque them to 18 foot-pounds. Now while still having pressure under here, let's go ahead and snug this up. If this spins, just go ahead and hold on to it. Now let's torque this to 35 foot-pounds. Remove your jack from under the control arm. Okay, now it's going to be time to get the wheel back on here, but before you do that, just take a quick check and make sure that you resecured everything along the way. Assuming it looks good, let's get the wheel back up on. Now I'm going to start all the lug nuts on there, we'll snug them up, get the wheel back on the ground, and then we'll torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. Now with the tire on the ground so the wheel can't spin on us, we're going to torque these in a crisscross manner. Torqued. Okay friends, we got the truck all back together. What's left to do now? For me personally, I would do a shock as a pair. So if I do one, I'm going to do the other side as well. The process is going to be the exact same. Other than that, take it for a road test down to your local alignment shop.